Okay, so we had about a week to do this, so I'm not so afraid of just spoiling the solution. Um, so maybe I didn't actually do this problem, but I think I know how I would do it if I did it. So basically, we're talking about question two, and we're trying to show that among the vertices of any convex nonagon, there are three vertices that form an obtuse triangle. Okay, and the condition is the sides of the triangle can't coincide with the sides of the nonagon. Okay. So a lot of people I think had really good ideas. So if you just had a nonagon, okay, people had this angle has an average of 140 degrees, right? So if every angle has an average of 140 degrees, then there's going to be some angles that are at least 140 degrees, right? And 140 is more than 90, so it'll make an obtuse angle, okay? And um, your obtuse angle is basically enough to make an obtuse triangle, okay? Because like if you think about so if you have an obtuse angle, the only issue is if the closing side is one of the sides of the nonagon, right? But if the sides of the nonagon are the ones with the vertices next to each other. Okay, so the question basically is asking you to find some sort of obtuse angle, right? It should be pretty easy to make it into a triangle. Okay. All right. Um okay. And so okay, so you got something. So this is what you have. You have that you get angles that are like at least 140, right? But the problem is the angles aren't made by um they're made by sides of the nonagon, right? And they're also a lot bigger than you actually need. You don't need all the way up to 140, you only need 90, right? So could we change that argument somehow to make it instead of 140, it's 90, right? Okay. Well, it seems like to get 90 angles 90 per angle, that's a quadrilateral, right? Quadrilaterals have average of angles of 90. Yeah. Um, wait, am I right when I say 140 is the average angle of an nonagon? Okay, so I didn't actually show that, but um, and what about like a pentagon?
Should be 540 for a
So the
pentagon.
total the total is 540, so it's like 108 per angle, right? So it seems to be increasing. Okay. Um, so it seems to be increasing, and let me just pause for a sec. What is this? Okay, so it seems to be increasing. So you basically, if you want the average angle to be 90, you really need it to be a quadrilateral, right? Okay. But the good thing about a quadrilateral is now you can start skipping the vertices of the nonagon, right? You don't have to get the angles from the nonagon anymore. So if you skip around, okay, so you skip, you can see this. You can skip, right? And you can skip another two. So it could be like that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vertices, and there's another two more, right? So here, these two, you could probably just skip both of them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll get it back up in a second. Okay. So you can pretty much skip, and you get a quadrilateral, right? And I guess the nice thing about this quadrilateral is every angle on it is one of the angles that can satisfy the question, right? So and so if any of them are more than 90, then you're done, right? You just close it up and you have a triangle. Okay. So so then, you can assume that all the angles are not bigger than 90. They're all at most 90, right? Okay. Okay, but if they're at most 90, yeah, can you see then they have to all equal 90, right? Because if any of them was less than 90, right, then it wouldn't add up to 360 anymore. Okay? So if they all can't be more than 90, they all can't be less than 90 either. So then these angles are exactly 90. Okay? And then you're basically done. Okay? So uh, you might even think about how you'd finish it yourself from here. But one way to do it is just to get the quad this way. Yeah? That makes sense? So um because now this angle has to be 90 as well, right? Okay, but the problem is um well, the problem is once you have 3 points of the rectangle, the fourth one is determined, right? So so you can't have these other 3 points be on the rectangle and then have two different points as the fourth point. That makes sense? So then they can't all be 90 or something has to be bigger than 90. Okay, and then once you got the thing bigger than 90, then you make it into a triangle and you finish. That makes sense? Okay. Do you guys have any questions?
No.